Good morning, YouTube. This is Mixie Tarot. So, um, I'm sorry I paused for a minute because I just don't want to get angry. So many Black people, specifically Black men, more Black men have been murdered. There was another shooting here in LA. I guess this happened a couple of days ago. I'm not really sure. Where a Black man was gunned down in the streets. And of course, they used their common setup to justify their murdering. Either the person had a gun, I felt my life was in jeopardy, or they hit me, I couldn't control them, excited delirium, whatever you want to, whatever they use to justify their murdering. Something has seriously got to be done about the police. I've been thinking that we need some form of a modern underground railroad. And what I mean by that is when people are being followed by the police or harassed by the police, we need to have areas where people can go, where the public will come out and make sure that the police are doing what they're supposed to do, break out the cameras, whatever. Whether it's an app or a map of the safe areas where people can drive, where you know that if the police try to pull over or start to follow someone, people in the neighborhood will come out. When the person is stopped, the neighborhood will come out and watch the police to make sure that the civilian is safe. We need a map or something that shows people where they can go and be safe and know that if they are being followed by the police, that other citizens will be there to watch and protect us from the people who are supposed to protect. I want to do a reading. Also, I want to do a reading on a modern underground railroad. And I also want to do a reading on something that police officers and EMTs have been using to sedate people if they don't want to deal with them, and it's called ketamine. This is a story that I saw on CNN. I want to read on that as well. I think it's something that should be banned. Thank you, angels. I'm going to be using the New Era Elements Tarot and the Guild Tarot. Angels, I'm asking about a modern day underground railroad. Harriet Tubman, Moses, I'm asking you to come in and show us a way. Show us the way to protect ourselves from police officers. Harriet Tubman, in your day, these were bounty hunters, slave owners who tracked slaves. Today we call them police officers. We need some form of an underground railroad where not just Black civilians, but Latino, white, Asian can be protected from the police. Show me. Angels show me. Harriet Tubman is in this space. I can feel her. What a life force. For someone so small, her life force filled every ounce of the body she was in on this earth. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. Interesting. I got the power card. The power card. I'm hearing two things. The people must regain their power, take back their power, because those who have the power are corrupt. The people need to take back their power. Those that believe that they have power over the people are corrupt. Father of water, this is crossed by emotions. This is crossed by emotion. This is also a warrior. A warrior. An indigenous warrior. This is not someone in uniform. This represents the people, and the people being emotional and wanting to take back the power, but from those who actually inherited the power through a shield, through who lie and hide behind the shield of justice. And that doesn't just apply to police officers. Okay? At the base of the reed is illusion. Is illusion. The camel can endure in the desert. The camel doesn't need to drink water every 5 minutes. And the camel can see through a sandstorm, can see through the illusion. These illusions that these police officers are creating to justify their murders. The people can see through this. The uniform does not mean that you are brave and fight for justice for everyone. These are cowards. These are racists. Everyone knows that white supremacist groups run rampant in the police department and probably goes even deeper than that. The hermit, the blind man seeking answers, the blind man using other senses to compensate for not having sight, sits on top of this reed. The blind man has to find another way, not the conventional way, to get the answers. This is what sits on top of the reeds. I believe this is a confirmation that we have to find another way to help each other, to protect ourselves from the police. I believe this way is creating some form of a map a map that will actually help people get home safely, what streets to take, what streets that they will be safe on because neighbors will come out if something happens. Victory. Victory for the people. Harriet Tubman is showing me I'm going to tell you what she's showing me. The table is like an oak table. It's oak. There's a fireplace. There's another man with her. She has a map. She knows everything. What rivers to follow, what stars to follow. She's training somebody else to do what she did. Showing them what to do. I'm not the only hero. That's what she says. So that would be a victory for the people. I got the universe in reverse. The universe in reverse. What I'm hearing with this card is the universe shifting the energy in favor of the people. This card breaks my heart every time I see it. Here are all the black bodies. Here are all the black bodies. This symbol also reminds us of a mentality of white supremacy, of wanting to kill those who they felt were inferior to them. Then we have the Russian symbol. These are side by side, in alignment with one another, in alignment with the same thought process. And money sits on top. This mentality of trying to kill those, a genocide, trying to kill those who don't look like you, and you feel that you are superior, and those who don't look like you are inferior. We've got the Magus card. The Magus card. The hope is that the media will continue to expose the murders, social media, people's own personal cell phones, all of these things will continue to expose the murders that police are doing. And the final outcome is, to me, this is the Underground Railroad. This is the new path, a new way, a map of safe havens to protect the citizens from police officers. See, everyone's following the same road, the same highway, the same pathway. If we can figure out some way to create a map in each city, in every state, create a map into areas where it's safe for people to travel with, in case they are harassed by the police, the neighbors will come out. The neighbors will come out and make sure that citizen is safe, be a witness to what is happening. Put it on video, expose them so that we can take down these police officers who are the bad seeds. Thank you. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Harriet Tubman. Harriet, can you stay a little bit longer? Can you stay a little bit longer? Angels, I'm asking about ketamine. Harriet, stay with us. Okay. Harriet Tubman is going to exit. Show us ketamine. Show us the police officers. This is how this young man, Elijah, I can't remember his name. I'm going to have to do a separate video on the murders that have happened since the last one that I did. It's just been so many and so overwhelming that it's been hard for me to do videos on it. It's just so hard to do. It's so hard to hear, more people are being murdered by police officers. We really need to defund them and redirect that money into community policing. Show me ketamine. Show me the use of ketamine by police officers. Show me ketamine by police officers. Show me ketamine being used by EMTs and police officers. I just got an image in my head of this kid Elijah who was killed by police. They created a whole scenario that wasn't even true so that it could be heard on their body cams, even though it was a lie. Something called excited delirium. And the child who was autistic wasn't doing anything. He couldn't have weighed more than 115 pounds. He wasn't doing anything but standing there, and they lied so that it would be recorded on their body cams. And they would be able to justify what they were about to do. It was premeditated. They knew what they were about to do to him. And because they lied about what they saw, this only shows that they are exercising poor judgment. It's poor judgment. And they should not be on the police. They should not be on any police force. Okay. So I got the Sun card. Look, don't pay attention to the fact that this is the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. What they're trying to show us is what this does to the body is you see that this person, you would assume because the body looks animated in the color of the hair, everything. This paralyzes the body. It freezes it like this, where the person can't move their body, they can't talk, and sometimes it shuts down their lungs, they can't breathe. This is what it does to the body. And in this child's case, Elijah, that was murdered, I think he got 1,000 cc's, I guess it is, of this drug, and that's what killed him. Content, the dosage, the content. It's in the content of the drug. That's what crosses it. The content of the drug in the amount that they're using and that's going into the bloodstream is what's killing people, putting them into comas. At the base of the reed, we have the Empress. Again, to me, this doesn't have anything to do with a new beginning. This has to do with this going into the bloodstream, being injected into the body. In the past position, we have the action card. The action card, this is the police. They are using it because the person is too active. For many people, this puts them near death. Maybe some of them don't die, some of them do, but some of them don't die, but they're close enough to death, putting them in comas. We got the preparation card in reverse. I feel like this has to do with the injections. There's something going wrong with the prepping and the amount that they're using. And we got the conflict card. This is causing conflict. Of course, they shouldn't be using it. It's too much. The dosages are too much. And they're using it to control. They're using it to control the person, not for any medical reasons. Angels, will the police be defunded? Will police be defunded? Angels, 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 will police be defunded? They're going to stay active. They're going to stay active. These are the same cards. Let me shuffle again. Let me shuffle again because these are the same cards from before. Angels. Will the police be defunded? If the same cards come out again, I'm just going to have to stick with it. Will the police be defunded? Will the police be defunded? The very first card that we get is the Valor card in reverse. To me, this speaks volumes to who these people really are that stand behind this badge of justice. They stand behind the badge of justice to do their dirty deeds. The Empress, a new beginning, a new beginning. They're going to be defunded. That money is going to be redirected. I'm getting some of the same cards. At the base of the read is action. Okay. It needs to be revamped because whatever their practices are primitive. That's what I'm hearing. Their practices are outdated. They're primitive. They need to be updated, the practices. We've got prudence, caution in the past position. They're going to be retrained. Some of that money is going to be redirected not only into the communities to train people to police their own communities, but some of that money is going to be redirected in training police officers in a different way. Val Demings is going to be very important in this process. I don't know if they're going to start some sort of task force, or I'm not sure, some sort of council that she's going to be in charge of in helping with that training and the revamping of the police departments. I'm hearing investigations into police departments once we change over to, I'm praying that when Biden wins, these police departments are going to be investigated thoroughly. Police departments are going to be investigated thoroughly by the Justice Department. Control. We got the control card. Honestly, the swords have to do with law enforcement. Oh, I see. This control doesn't have to do with controlling the people. This is going to come through their training of learning how to control themselves and have the stamina to control their behavior when it comes to civilians, because the consequences are now going to be higher for police officers. Potency. potency. This has to do with power, strength. The police unions, the police unions are very powerful. They're very strong. They have a lot of pull. Those contracts, they need to be renegotiated because those contracts are outdated. They've been written up to protect police officers even when they murder people intentionally. Yeah, this is the unions. The Endeavor card implies unity amongst people as well. And considering that it's coming against the potency card, and I was talking about the unions, it's going to, these unions are not going to have as much power as they had before, which is a good thing. This is a good thing. We got the satisfaction card in reverse and the hopes and fears. I believe this has the fears that they won't, the police officers and the unions are not going to be satisfied with the direction that this is going to go in. They're afraid for, police officers are afraid for their jobs, afraid for their future, which I don't actually care. I don't actually care, especially if you're a bad police officer. Like, I don't care if you're afraid for your job and your future. The few bad apples or the many bad apples have made it bad for everybody. That money has to be redirected into the communities to help the communities. And I believe in defunding the police, like I said. I'm not for getting rid of police altogether, but I do believe that there are a lot of major changes that need to take place. I do believe that that money has to be redirected in other places. Okay, anyhow, one more card. We got the rest card in reverse as the final outcome. This is the police staying active. Staying active. Also, being restless because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen. Okay. All right. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Harriet Tubman Moses, for joining this read and helping me to bring messages to the people. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Mixie Tarot out.